Well, this dude right here isn't going to need much of an introduction. If you're a Cold Steel fan, this is a Recon 1.
Okay, so the Recon 1 is a Taiwanese made cold steel, an S35 VN. It has a 4-inch blade and is 9 3/8 inches overall.
The Recon 1 is 5.3 ounces, and that converts to 150 grams.
All right, so the Recon has a 130 thousandths blade stock and a 1/2 inch overall width at the handle.
Lined up butt to butt, we got the Recon 1 in the middle, the SR1 Lite on the bottom, and the 8015 on top. You'll see that the Recon 1 and the SR1 Lite virtually the same size as far as overall length goes.
And here it is sandwiched between the Chris Reeves and Cosi and the Chavez Redemption 229.
For the final size comparison, there's an XM18 and the Paramilitary 2 by Spyderco. That's a Hinder, by the way. And that'll be it for the size comparisons. Courtney, this is a lot of people's favorite Cold Steel folding knife, so you better watch your mouth.
Well,
You can't be crapping on everybody's favorite Cold Steel knife. It's a classic.
well, it may be, but it's still a lot back. And there's very few of those that I'm a fan of.
Okay, all right, fair enough, fair enough. I hate to make it a versus video myself, you know.
Yeah.
I picked this, full disclosure, I picked this knife up off of eBay for $55. Could not be happier with the purchase. Absolutely a great price. It's pre-GSM. I love the fact that, I wasn't into Cold Steel before GSM. So it's kind of cool to get something that's older, with the older design. And then the pocket clip has got an even older Cold Steel font, like that font used to be on the blades way back in the day. Well, did I say way back in the day? I don't know. I don't know. But it does have the triad lock. It's got G10 scales. That I will say, all right. So like I know, man, a lot of people, the apologists will say, well, it's very rough and it's unrefined because it's a tactical knife, and that's cool. I get it. And the knife was made. This knife was probably made a decade ago. I don't know when they first started bringing the S35 VN into the picture. I'm probably way off on that, actually. I don't know. But I know they offered CTS XHP as their premium still for a long time. But anyway, there's a lot of great about this knife. I love the finish on the blade. It's not just a...
I do like that.
Not just a DLC, it's like a bluing, and...
Very much reminds me of the Morris knives.
Yeah, the Morris knife she's talking about is right here. It's a fixed blade Tanto. It's got the bluing as well. And I do love that finish. Now, that finish can get beat up.
And it gets like fingerprinty real easy.
Very.
But it's a really pretty finish.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a pretty finish, and I like the finish. It's kind of crazy. Like this is so I got on Cold Steel's website just to see how much the MSRP was, and it was like $176. And I was like, no way. Like Amazon has the same knife for $101. Hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. Immediately when I got it in, I was like, it's kind of like an unrefined Code 4, because we used to have a Code 4. And I love the Code 4. Code 4 was a great knife.
That's what it reminded me of when I got it out of the package.
Yeah, and our Code 4 was a Tanto as well. And they make this knife in drop point, Tanto. Y'all help me out, man. Spear point. And all the Recon 1s are going to be coated with this coating. And like all the Code 4s are going to be a regular uncoated or blade, or stonewash.
And the Code 4s are a little shorter.
They're a little shorter, about 8.5 inches. And it's got a different profile. It's got a different, like the finger grooves and all that stuff. It's a different knife, but it's
kind of along the same DNA family.
That's right. It does feel like it's the Code 4 maybe an evolution of the Recon 1, and the Recon 1 does feel like a 2012 knife. If you understand what I'm saying there, it's like it's not the smoothest action. You know, like
really stiff.
It is.
Lock back for me.
Now, I will say this too. Knife is filthy. Like, it is horribly filthy, and I have not cleaned it. I'm not taking it apart. I don't think that's going to pick up on the camera. But there is just gunk just built up inside the knife, and it needs to be cleaned up. And this knife runs off of a phosphor bronze washer and a Teflon washer on both sides. And Teflon is known to be like one of the smoothest action washers that you can get.
They get dirty,
but
gunky.
They can deteriorate too. You know, like they can just start eating away and flatten over time and stuff like that, because it's a consumable. So it's not a permanent. You know, like those washers may need to be replaced. So when I take it apart, we'll see what's going on with all that.
When we get there.
Yeah, if I can order some new washers for it, I probably will. Anyway, I very much like the knife and respect the design. I sent Dave pictures of it whenever I sent him the listing on eBay, and I was like, man, that's a pretty good price for that knife. Almost too good. Do you think it's fake? And he sent me back a video of his. He was like, man, it's identical to mine. I think it's legit. So I didn't waste any time. I went in and pulled the trigger, and I'm glad I did. I like it. I'm looking forward to using it. But when I say like unrefined, like I said, I hate to make this as a versus video. Now, as much as I like this knife, it's like $39. Look at this blade stock. That ain't got nothing to do with the fit and finish and the refinement. But if you're familiar with the Code 4, I'm sorry, the 4Max Scout, you know, you'll know that Grivex type of real rough finish that it has.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they call this, Tough Light, Tough X, whatever kind
feels
of word.
Like skateboard.
Yeah, feels like skateboard tape. The Recon does not feel that rough, but this does not feel like G10 to me either. I'm sure it is. I'm absolutely positive they wouldn't lie about that.
Right.
But it doesn't feel as smooth and as of quality as some of your G10 that you get. It almost feels hollowed out.
Yeah, like little dips have been poked into it.
Yeah. But excited to add it to the collection. It is dull, so I'll put an edge on it, and we'll be, I'll use it. I have no problem with doing any of that. I guess spine whacking's in the thing, so I'm gonna give you a 3-second countdown if you want to adjust your volume. We'll start spine tapping or whacking or whatever in 3 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, the tapping begins. Okay, I don't think it's gonna fail. It's triad lock. I didn't expect it to fail. You'll see like the finish on this tip is bare. The reason why is the tip was broke off, and that was clearly or it was chipped or something. That was clearly stated in the description on eBay by the seller, and maybe because of the reflection of the price, but I can't really tell that it's missing it. Like it's ever missed a tip. Like somebody did a pretty good job at repairing that, but he's like the finish is gone at the tip because I had to fix it after I chipped the tip. But I think he did a good job. I like the knife, man. Like I do. I'm excited to have the knife, carry it. It's not the best action in the world, but after carrying a 110 for a little while, like if I can shake it a little bit, I can definitely flip it, but it does require some wrist for me. I can't it's not just you barely got a thumb stud on this side. And most of your thumb stud's going to be on this side, but I can't just, that's about as good as I can get without giving it any wrist. Is about 45-degree angle. So it's like I said, it's got that 2012 action going on with it, man. But that's fair because this may have been made in 2012. Like the action, ball bearing action type stuff used to only be available on custom knives. and now it's available on $30 petrified fishes. So, you know, it's
Stuff's come a long way.
yeah, things have come a long way. So I respect it for what it is. Cannot wait to use
I
it.
like the smaller pocket clip.
And they went to the edge. They went as far as they could on the edge on that pocket clip to make it.
Some of the cold steel pocket clips get big and kind of eyesore-ish.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job on the pocket clip on this one.
Couple T6 body screws on both sides and a T10 pivot, I believe. There's a T10. Yeah, so T10 pivot. And it's always the last one. The one I need is always the last one that I pick up. Yeah, T6. So T6 body screws, a T6 on the pocket clip screws as well. But you know, everybody keeps on every time I show a AD10 or AD15, somebody's like, you need to get some original goats for those knives. And one of the biggest things that I really want to get some original goats for the AD10, but one of the things that prevents me from doing that is I've never taken apart a triad lock before. I'm not sure what I'm in store for, you know.
I've watched some videos of the triads locks, and there's like this big old bar and stuff in there that you got to get back in the right spot.
Yeah.
It doesn't look real easy.
It doesn't. This knife may be a great practice knife to take apart a triad lock. Of course, it's not on liners, so it's like got that Finn Wolf type of construction going on with it, and yeah, like this one is on liners. So like this is like premium of modern era, and this is premium of yesteryear. But I don't. You know, with this one, you got these pins everywhere. Watch, I guess you got them on here too. So we're gonna have to see what's going on. But I do want to take this knife apart and I want to clean it up. If you guys want to see that on video, let me know.
We'll see them using some colorful language.
Yeah, I'll probably have to fast forward it because it probably won't be a quick disassembly and reassembly. But I like to clean it up, you know, properly. So I like to take it apart, get it cleaned up. If you want to see a disassembly video, that's fine. With the Recon 1 being as old as it is, I'm sure there's dozens of great videos already out there, but I don't mind adding another one. You know me, man. I film a frog bumping his ass every 5 feet, if that's what you guys want to see. That's not a problem for me at all. But if I can get this one apart and back together properly, I'll go ahead and pick up some original goat scales for the AD10. I'm just saying. I'm not sure I'll pick them up for the AD15 because I love the grip for one thing on this G10.
Gotten used to
that
one the way it is,
and I like the looks of the being just completely all black. And most of your original goat stuff is going to be silver or aluminum or titanium or something.
Or colorful.
I don't know. They got colorful stuff.
I think so. I think they got anodized stuff. It's pretty.
We won't even look at that. But regardless, thanks for tuning in. Not used it yet, just the first impressions. I think for $55 on the used market, it was a great buy. But at 101, I think I'd buy another Code 4 first. It's just right there.
I did like the action and all of the Code 4 better.
I like the way, I don't have a problem with the way this fits in my hand. Not at all. It fits perfect, actually. It's really good. But I think the Code 4 was just a little bit more refined with a very similar blade. Just a tad bit shorter. And I'm talking about a tad bit shorter.
And a little less hanging off.
A little less hanging out at the end.
Yeah.
I'll never miss it. But, you don't have enough to, come back here and just chop or anything. I guess you could. You may have enough. But it's,
I'm sure I would.
It's not a forward.
It's not really a chopper.
No, it's not a forward heavy knife. So, don't really see the value of that extra inch in this knife. But, yeah. Are we missing a screw?
Possibly.
We could be. Could be missing a screw or a pin or something.
Looks like it.
It definitely ain't a lanyard hole. Man, I hope that ain't a lanyard hole. Y'all look at this. You can see
Does
right
it
through
go all the way through?
Yeah,
Oh, that's probably a lanyard hole there.
but it's like it's not a circle. It's just it's like filled with mud and dirt. Whatever it is, it may be a lanyard hole.
Wow.
Yeah, it's filthy. We got to get it apart. I won't get it apart right now. I'll wait for some responses. You want to see it on video? Let me know. I'll do my best to fast forward it and do hyperlapse and all that stuff. If you do want to see it, if you don't, that's cool too. You guys have a great one and a Merry Christmas. This may be the last video that we do
Before Christmas.
before Christmas. So or the last video that uploads before Christmas. So you guys have a great Christmas or whatever you celebrate, and we will catch you on the flip side.